Okay. I'm going to say an opinion that I truly don't think is an unpopular opinion. However, it kind of has to be said a lot, in my opinion, for people to really have it click. So I'll just say it again for the folks in the back, for the folks in the front, for the folks in the middle, for the folks watching. Everyone wants to be successful, but few acknowledge the steps necessary to obtain such an accomplishment like success. And we're going to go through an analogy, okay? So stick with me here. Stick with me, okay? You want cake, chocolate cake, lava cake, cheesecake, whatever. But you refuse to step in the kitchen. And yet you complain about being starving, about being famished. Sir? Ma'am? Whoever? You are not starving. If you have enough energy to complain about being famished, being hungry, wanting something to eat, then you have enough energy to rise from your seat and go into the kitchen and make yourself something. And then you could stop being the world's worst statue. But guess what? I know this is crazy. A little ASMR moment. No one is going to be serving you because everyone else is too busy serving themselves. I'm gonna have to say it louder. So let me explain. Look, everyone has their own situations going on, their own circumstances, and you expect for someone to pause everything that they're doing so that they can be of service to you? No. Who's going to be starving at the end of the day? You are. Who has the ability to fix that issue? You do. Okay? And there are zero excuses about not knowing where to start. In this digital day and age, woo, YouTube University, they have so many master classes. I'm telling you right now, the options, the opportunities are endless. So, you have 3 options. Option number 1, okay, complain about the cake that you never had as you scarf down a lesser equivalent of a cake, okay? Option 1. Option 2, you can be forever known in your mind and potentially others as the baker who couldn't. Or option number 3, you can finally be able to have the cake of your dreams. If you're choosing option number 3, then let's get cooking. But before we get into it, into this episode, into this spell casting session, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Samantha, and welcome to the House of Magic, where we magically transform ourselves into our best selves. First of all, I hope you're having a magical Monday, as I am. So I hope this magic, if you're not, I hope this magic just gets transported through this little portal of ours and you receive some of this happiness, okay? If you are a first-time watcher, welcome! Hello my warlock, hello my witch, and welcome to my coven. If you are a rewatcher, if you've been watching this again and again, welcome back. Hello, how are you? I hope that you're doing well. For this spellcasting session this week, we are going to be going over the guide of achieving success. So grab your spell book, modern or ancient. I have mine right here. And I also have my wand. And I don't know if yours is modernized. You can have an ancient one as well. We do not judge here, okay? And let's get into this magic. The first lesson that we need to get straight is super basic. It starts with the ingredients. This is ingredient time, baby. Now, there aren't a lot of ingredients that you really need to start this. However, the ingredients that are required are quite crucial. Okay, so there is no substituting this. Okay, no margarine for butter or anything. No, no, no. We need the tip top mwah, echelon ingredients. Okay, and there are three. Okay, three, not 13, not 33, three. Okay, there's one, a vision or a dream. 2, motivation. And 3, the audacity. Now for me, you can use the acronym of DAMN. You can do MAD. In my opinion, DAMN is probably the best one, so I would go with that one. But when it comes to the first ingredient, a vision or a dream, I am a true believer that if there is a specific dream that has been in your mind, it's been placed in your mind for a reason. And to kind of keep the analogy going, that vision is your recipe. It is the blueprint. It is the template, okay? This is what your cake looks like. It's how it makes you feel. It's the cake's taste profile. It is the fine details and trimmings. Because how are you supposed to curate these amazing, delectable results without knowing what you even want? What kind of frosting do you want? What's the flavor or flavors of the cake? Do you want it to be 1 tier, 2 tier, 3 tier? Do you want to have a small cake, a big cake? Do you want a rectangular cake? Do you want it in a different shape? Do you want there to be any cake toppings? Do you want there to be a specific design? All of these questions you don't have the answer to. And yet you want to make the most perfect cake ever. No. Let's go back to the drawing board. Okay? Without dreams or visions, the world is painted with neutral colors, without the colors of the rainbow. And when you have innovators, when you have people who are pushing the boundaries, you are able to see these colors, the colors of the rainbow, being brushed upon the world by these innovators who decide that they want to discover new things. They want to create a better world. They want to create an amazing world. So with this in mind, embrace your visions. But I must warn you, if you fail to pursue this dream, this vision that you have been cooking up for years, months, weeks, days, I want you to withhold the anger you have because you decided to stay still. When Michael Jackson received a vision, he pursued that vision until it was a product of reality, because he knew that if he didn't, someone who had this motivation, who had the audacity, would do it, and then it would be theirs, not yours. And I've heard many people, whether they were being truthful or not is none of my business, but they would discuss the ideas that they had years ago, maybe decades ago, that have now become the origin of someone else's success story because they ignored their own vision, or they allowed someone else's opinion to direct them elsewhere to a different path. And it makes you wonder, what are these people thinking when they're seeing this and they're going, oh, well, that could have been me. It could have been, but it isn't. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And this leads me to the next 2 ingredients, okay? Which is motivation and audacity. This is your I am. I am motivated and I am audacious. Because in life, risks need to be taken. And whether you know it or not, you take risks. They may not seem like they are risks, but they are. For example, you decide that you want to take a risk. You have a usual route that you take whenever you want to come home. However, traffic is just kind of being a little bit extra today, and you decide that you're going to take this other route that you've been to once or twice to see if this is worth it, if it's going to help you avoid this traffic, if it's going to get you home faster because you've had a long day. Okay? You decide to take the route, and what do you know? You got home 15 minutes before everyone else. You beat the traffic, and it was actually a peaceful ride. That was a risk. You need to take risks. But why is that? Why is it that when it comes to success, taking the risk to bring you one step closer to your dreams, towards your desires, is just so puzzling? It becomes so difficult for people to actually do. I want to say this because some people think, well, I'm comfortable in my space. I don't want to take any risks. It might be embarrassing. I might fail. Okay? Being comfortable in a confined space with zero risks equates to a person who is stuck. They're never having the chance to grow, to be able to evolve into a better person. So when they are just sitting there doing the same thing every single day and not doing anything to change it, instead of growing and evolving, they're regressing into a wallflower who is observing life rather than being a participant, being active, having a life. And you have to have the audacity to move forward, as well as the motivation to keep you moving forward, okay? If that motivation is you don't want to go back to your old life, you want to be able to step into your dream life, if you want to prove people wrong, if you want to prove people right, if any of those reasons, whether it's one or multiple, resonate with you, then this is the sole reason why you should refuse to turn around. And with those 3 ingredients, you can get cooking. And this leads me to my second point, to the second lesson. Everyone's a critic. Absolutely everyone's a critic. You're a critic. I'm a critic. The neighbor that you have that talks way too much, they're a critic. Everyone is a critic. Everyone can tell you where to go, what to avoid, the places that you have to stop on your journey. And they're both right and wrong. To some people, these people's opinions are 100% factual, that they are the truth teller, honestly. And that can be due to similar tastes, similar experiences, upbringing, ignorance, whatever. And then for some people, they can be further from the truth. In fact, they are delusional. This is what I want you to understand. Everyone's way isn't your way. There are people who are curating the same life as you. They wanted to be an amazing engineer. They wanted to be an actress. They wanted to be the best screenwriter ever known to man. When they both make it to their respective areas, they've made it. They've done everything that they wished. Their journeys can be black and white. This person could have gone up. This person could have gone down. This person went right. This person went left. And yet, they were able to achieve their dream. So why do you take everyone's map to success except your own? Yes, some people have a simplified blueprint to get you to where you want to go. But some are talking out of their backside. Crazy. But the more opinions you let in, the more hectic your mind becomes with your muted voice or reduced voice, trying to give you guidance, but you can't hear it. Allow the torch of passion and intuition guide you through the tunnel that brings you to the light of your dreams. Okay? The light of your dreams. Instead of taking dead ends, because everyone's torch begins to resemble your dream's light. People can call you a fool and a clown, whatever. They can call you whatever names that they want for taking yourself out of your own comfort zone, taking yourself out of the shadows and into the spotlight. But hey, I'd rather be a happy clown, a happy fool, than a miserable shadow that never found their light. Because I want you to understand this. People are judging you the same way that they judge themselves. The ones who talk garbage are the ones that are hoarding the garbage themselves. And yet they're telling you to clean up your act, to make sure that you do this and that, while they themselves need a flamethrower and gasoline. And those will be the same people who will ask you how you did it, because they couldn't do it. They couldn't get themselves to do it. That can include teachers, friends, coworkers, siblings, parents, whomever. Okay? Whomever. So let their standard remain theirs as you push your own. But I do want to say this. You can take advice. You don't have to do everything 100% on your own. Okay? Just use your own discernment to determine if it's truthful or if it's not. And if anything, you learn from experience. But at the very least, know that you can trust yourself. Know that you can trust your dream, your vision, your path. Lesson number 3, okay? We made it. We made it to the last lesson. Look at there. If you made it this far, I want you to comment a chef's hat, okay? Because you're cooking. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to let it cook, okay? If you have ever baked anything or cooked anything in your life, you know how some of these recipes be lying about their times. That preparation time of 15 minutes, an hour. And I have experienced this. I have been in the kitchen. Back is aching. I'm cracking my back. I am so irritated. I've been standing for 4 to 5 hours. And I've been working on these recipes that said they would take 30 minutes. And yet, I am 4 or 5 hours in, and I'm about to finish my last recipe. Whew, goodness. You're sitting there going, oh, well, I need to do this. Oh, well, I need to stop. I need to do this. Oh, well, I actually have to do this. Shoot, I forgot this ingredient. I got to go back to the store. I digress. Though my back is aching, I am irritated as heck. I want this stuff to be done. As soon as I'm finished and as soon as I'm able to taste my own creation, woo! It was worth it. It was 100% worth it. And I get to eat this for days. I don't have to worry about going to get any takeout. It doesn't taste as good as my cooking. I already know it. I already know it won't, but it's for convenience, okay? And when you're on your journey, the road isn't linear. If it is, it must have been 1, 2, 3, bam, you're done. Better yet, 1 step. It was 1 step, okay? Now, I heard this from someone. I cannot take credit for this, but I heard it from them, so you're hearing it from me, and maybe someone will hear it from you. But you have a plan, and then the universe, God, higher being, whomever, has another. You and the universe again, God, whomever, you guys might have the same plan and the same timeline. But there might be other occasions where y'all are disagreeing. You could be disagreeing about the timeline. You want it to be done like that. And they're saying, no, actually, this is going to be done a little bit longer, but it'll be perfect for you. But when you're trying to rush divine timing, you're just staring at a clock, okay? You are staring at an hourglass and watching the granules of sand go from the top to the bottom. That is psychotic. You are torturing yourself. Most, if not all, of my successes personally, they came from when I was super detached from the outcome. And I know, we hear it all the time on spiritual TikTok, on, I guess, Instagram, I don't know. But you hear it all the time and you're going, Samantha, I can't hear it no more. I don't know how to detach. But when you detach from the outcome, you allow the outcome to have its room and grow to your desired outcome, okay? So, think of it as you planting a tree and you are allowing it to be in a huge wide space, acres and acres, where it can allow its roots to fully grow, versus putting a tree in this size of a pot. We both know, okay, that a tree, an oak tree, a maple tree, any tree in this fail, okay? But where it has acres and acres, woo! Oh, it's gonna bloom, okay? And, oh my gosh, we've made it to the end. That's it for today's spell casting session. I know it was a lot. Whew, I know. Oh, we worked up an appetite. But I hope that you have learned something from me. And before we part, I would like to say this. If you've made it this far, please comment this emoji right here. And know that when you believe that you are a success, the world shifts to your perspective, because detaching is relaxing. Until we meet again, stay bewitched. Bye.